In the GCN News Show this week, we look forward to a mouth-watering USA Pro Challenge. We catch up on what was a riveting Eneco Tour and Open Suede Vargarda. And we also have the first in our subscribers bike series with our own Tom Last. So the USA Pro Challenge is taking place this week up in Colorado, and with 7 World Tour teams taking part, it looks like it's going to be a seriously competitive race. And those World Tour teams aren't just taking part, they've also brought seriously stacked teams with them. Garmin Sharp have got last year's winner Christian Van Velde, although he's admitted that he's not quite on the form of last year, having had to pull out the Tour de France prematurely. However, he's backed up by the winner of the Tour of Utah last week, Tom Danielson, and indeed stage winner from the same event, young Lachlan Morton. There's also Andrew Talansky, who was top 10 in the Tour de France this year. But as we said, it's a competitive field, so other teams have brought some serious hitters as well. Sky Procycling, for example, have the Tour de France winner Chris Froome and his teammate Richie Porte, although both have said that they've been on the beach since the Tour, and they'll be there to support their teammate Joe Dombrowski, who was a standout rider from this race last year. Saxo Tinkoff have got Michael Rogers, who could well be up there. Radio Shack Leopard Trek have brought essentially a team of celebrities, so they've got Andy Schleck, Jens Voigt, Andreas Kloden, but they've also got GCN favourite George Bennett of New Zealand, who I think could well be up there in this event. BMC have got their US hitter TJ Van Garderen, and he's going to be looking to right the wrongs from this event last year when he was leading the race and then lost it on the Queen stage. There's also 3 Pro Conti teams that are looking to upset the balance. Champion Systems have got Craig Lewis, United Healthcare have got Philip Degnan, and also the Columbia team are looking really strong, and in particular Darwin Atapuma. The route looks like it's going to be super tough, and not just because of the altitude. We caught up with the editor of VeloNews to get the knowledge. Brian, thanks very much for joining us. So what do you think are going to be the key stages to look out for then?
Well, stage 4 from Steamboat Springs to Beaver Creek, the first kind of firing in the GC, assuming that the weather holds over the first few days of the race. There are some tricky spots if it rains. Stage 2 into Breckenridge could get pretty tricky with a short, tight technical descent down into the finish. The stage 4 Bachelor's Gulch climb, the uphill finish to Beaver Creek is where we really start to see some differences. That sets up into the next day. It's a 10-mile time trial, flat for the first half, climbing gradually over the second half. It's where we saw Leipheimer beat Van de Velde by a half second 2 years ago. I think that will really settle the GC out fairly well, but I don't think we'll see big differences even after that TT going into stage 6, the Loveland to Fort Collins stage. And we could still have unsettled business at that point. Those are really the 3 most decisive stages, I think. But I think just like in the first 2 editions of this race, we're going to go down to a handful of seconds separating the podium when we get to Denver.
Back to Europe now. The Eneco Tour seemed to come of age this year, which is about time too, really. Some of the standout stages for us was stage 3 when Zdenek Stybar took a very impressive victory, having escaped in the final 3 kilometres with Lars Bohm and Massimiliano Richesi. Stage 5 saw the eagerly anticipated time trial stage. Sylvain Chavanel of Omega Pharma Quickstep took that 13-kilometre test from Tom Dumoulin of Argos Shimano and Jesse Sargent of Radio Shack Leopard Trek. Bradley Wiggins, who'd been hotly tipped to take that stage, could only manage 5th, although this is perhaps in part due to the technical nature of that time trial, unlike the drag strip Tour of Poland stage that he absolutely dominated just a couple of weeks ago. The final stages saw the race visit some of the legendary roads from the Spring Classics. Saturday finished on top of La Redoute, one of the main climbs in the Liège-Bastogne-Liège race. Sky Procycling's David Lopez held on from the day's early break to take the stage on top of this tough little climb. Zdenek Stybar made the news with a cracking last-minute effort from the peloton, ultimately falling just short of the Sky rider. And the overnight leader Tom Dumoulin finished strongly, just another second back. It was that man against Stybar who impressed with a masterful tactical display, capitalising on the isolation of the leader Tom Dumoulin, bridging across to lone leader Ian Stannard of Sky Procycling, and then winning solo on the cobbled streets of Gerardsbergen, getting enough time in the process to take the overall win as well. Now, it's no surprise then that this man, Zdenek Stybar, is also our Rider of the Week. The former cyclocross world champion has showed his class on a number of occasions on the road already, notably Paris-Roubaix this year, where only an errant spectator stopped him from taking what was almost a guaranteed podium finish, if not the win. But this Eneco success seals his place in the top echelon of the sport. Up in Scandinavia now, and the Women's World Cup Series concluded with 2 events over in Sweden. a team time trial that was won by Specialized Lululemon, and then a few days later on, a road race in which Marianne Vos again showed her supremacy and dominance. A 10-woman group formed that had pretty much all the major contenders for the overall series. Vos, however, just really needed to mark Emma Johansson of Orica AIS. She did just that, and not even a late race puncture could really put her under threat. She unleashed her sprint finish a long way out and held on for the win. Now, we love a bit of tech here at GCN, and we know that you guys do as well. So we're launching a new series called Subscribers Rides. We want you to share your bikes and why they're special. So you'll be familiar with the series from our Pro Bike series, and that is what we're looking to do. So we want you to upload a video of your bike onto YouTube, title it GCN Subscribers Rides, and then let us know that you've done so in the comments section below this video. Now, to kickstart things, our own Tom Last is going to show us how he gets to work off-road every morning.
This is my Specialized Crux commuter bike. Okay, we've got H+ Sun rims on 105 hubs, and these wheels I chose because the rims are a little fatter, so the tyre sits quite wide. I'm running Clement file treads, good for both on-road and off-road, so they give me the option to dive off-road on my commute into work. I'd say we probably commute in 60-40 on-road to off-road, except for this morning, which was 70-30, 80-20. Including a nice 5-minute hiker bike section. Lance Armstrong used to ride one of these. So I figured instead of a winter road bike, I may as well have a winter cross bike. So that was where my commuter started. This is my bike, but we want to see yours.
Now, you may have noticed that I've put on a little bit of weight this weekend. Good. And that's mainly because I ate all the mixture in our cookery show. If you missed it, have a look. It gets really difficult not to actually just start eating it, because right now, it tastes bloody good. I'm definitely looking forward to eating more in the power breakfast that I'm cooking for this Saturday. Now's the time to adjust it, so I'll just add a little bit more milk to this one, I think. Let's see that in super slow mo. All right, that's all good. Stick it in the bowl. Good to go. Proving that the intrepid trio of GCN presenters have still got what it takes, we'll be showing you how to corner this Wednesday. Lean the bike towards the direction of the corner, and if you're really cranking it over, shift the bike more than your body, letting it move underneath you. The fastest line through a corner is almost always through the apex. For fast sweeping corners, you don't always need to use the full width of the road. Now we'll leave you with Tweet of the Week, Mark Cavendish this time. Last night was the moment I realised that I'm old. I was listening to music/noise, and I turned to my DJ friend. Can I just read this bit? Last night was the moment I realised I'm old. I heard music/noise and asked my DJ friend what it was. Dubstep, what the youngsters listen to. Although, that was swiftly followed by the following tweet. Today I've been attending corporate meetings on my BMX. So things aren't looking too bad for the old boy just yet. Now remember to stay tuned for our daily Vuelta videos. To get you in the mood, here's a sneak preview from our top 10 Spanish riders of all time. Top 10 Spanish riders of all time. Number 10, Joaquin Rodriguez. 10th on our list of top Spanish riders is current pro Joaquin Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us. Ready-made energy bars are fantastic fuel for cycling. But if you want to make your own, however, you could try this secret GCN recipe. Now, it's